experience. Welcome to you, fellow awakenings,
Oops.
on Zoom, on YouTube, and at Namaste Village as it is in heaven, and at the Shivananda Ashram where we'll turn it over to James.
Yes. Thank you, Scott. How beautiful. I'm still at the Shivananda Ashram, as you know, and so happy to be able to share one final session from here. I'll be heading back to Mexico tomorrow, and I'll be with you guys all next week. But let us begin. Let's start with our prayer for the awakened. I'm actually right next to the beach right now, so you're going to hear the sound of the waves as I share here just for a few minutes before I head over to have breakfast with the Swamis. But let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to put this up here so you can see the prayer and join me. So let's share this with energy and enthusiasm. My soul has but one goal: to awaken to the truth that is forever true. My heart has but one desire: to remember the passion of infinite bliss. My mind has but one focus: to embrace the reality that is forever real. I choose to awaken now to the infinite love that is my source. I give everything to this love, just as it has given everything to me. I am awake now. So I'll invite everyone on Zoom to go ahead and unmute, because I have two very important questions to ask you, and here they are. How is everyone today?
Awake and ready.
How feels everyone today?
Awake and ready.
Awake and ready. Yes, that's what I was wanting to hear. We have to claim this, not just believe it, but claim it. We have to know that God's will in us is already achieved. There's nothing we need to do. There's nothing we need to accomplish. We just have to relax and let it be so. And this is when the miracle springs into every direction. See, the thing about the miracle is we don't have to do it right. We allow the rightness within us to extend, the passion within us to extend, the love within us to extend, and then the miracle happens on its own. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Of course, Vicky doesn't even know the direction I'm going yet, but I know she's going to be able to follow just like that, to trust the miracle and to know that we don't have to do anything. We just have to have the right frame of mind. We have to have that desire. So I want to share a story with you that I wrote a number of years ago, and I've shared it before, but I think it would be valuable to hear again. This is a story about St. Francis. I've been thinking a lot about him because all the talks that I'm giving here at the Shivananda Yoga Ashram have been based on St. Francis of Assisi. So listen to this story. Whenever someone in the community needed a miracle, St. Francis would go to a certain cave on Mount Sabazio, light a fire in a particular way, and then recite a prayer that only he knew. Whenever he did this, the miracle was accomplished. Years later, after St. Francis had left the world, the community asked Brother Leo if he would go to St. Francis's cave and pray for a particular miracle. So Brother Leo climbed the mountain. He entered the cave, lit the fire in the way that Francis had taught him. Then he prayed aloud, saying, Lord, Brother Francis never taught me. Oh, got it. Brother Francis never taught me his secret prayer, but I have climbed the mountain, I have lit the fire, and I hope that is enough. Whenever he did this miracle, he prayed for, the miracle was accomplished. After Brother Leo died, the task fell to a friar named Brother Juniper. He climbed the mountain, entered the cave, knelt down at the fire pit, and prayed to God aloud. Lord, neither Brother Francis nor Brother Leo taught me the proper way to build the fire, and they never taught me the secret prayer. But we desperately need this miracle. And I beg that climbing the mountain is enough. Whenever Brother Juniper did this, the miracle was accomplished. Years later, the task fell to Brother Giovanni, but he was very old and could not climb Mount Sabazio. So he lay in his bed and prayed, Lord, I am too old to climb the mountain. I was never told the right way to light the fire, and I never learned the special prayer. But I pray that in spite of all of this, you will perform this needed miracle. Whenever Brother Giovanni prayed in this way, the miracle was accomplished. The point of the story is you are enough. That's all you need to accomplish any miracle, is to realize that your intention to align with grace itself, to align with the beloved, is enough for any miracle. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to follow any special form. You just simply need to relax and to know that your love is enough. So that is just a very short beginning to get you guys launched in the right direction, to talk about miracles and how we can all allow miracles to come into our life by realizing I am enough. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our dear sister Vicky. I'm going to head over to the dining room and have lunch with the Swamis. I love you guys. I'll see you on Monday. Vicky, take it away.
Thanks, Brother James. Go have a blessed, happy, fun, wondrous day. And thank you for taking that extra effort to make sure we were included in this week's retreat with Francis and all the Swamis and you. God bless you.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be able to join with all of you, even
Yeah.
for minutes.
Isn't it fun? Thank you.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. Okay, everybody, here we are. Let's see let's let it unfold, because, I never know what to say either, but I'll take the cue. And it brought to mind, I love that story of Brother Francis, and then Leo and Juniper and Giovanni all trying to step into his footsteps, no different than we are trying to step into Jesus's footsteps, or into whatever tradition, whatever image of holiness we hold, Yogananda or a saint or some mystic. We're stepping into the footsteps of holiness. And the essence of that story of being enough, what is enough? Enough is simply that we are willing to accept. And what James started with, claim. What does it mean to claim and accept that we are the children of God? It's that simple, because the children of God are given everything because we've been created as part of everything. Our Creator is the everything, and we're part of that. Those of us that have had our own children or live with children that are dear to us, we know that we give our children everything we are or have, and want them to have more. There's no greater wish than a parent wanting greater happiness and peace and blessing for their child. We are that child. And think of it as a parent, when your child or doesn't want to accept your gifts, that's the most heartbreaking thing for a parent or a grandparent or any one of us in that position. We want to give, and we want the joy of the gift to be used. We want that child to use the gift. We want to see them play with whatever we bring them. If it's a train set or a nail set to do their nails, the gift for us is seeing the joy that the child lights up with. We are that child. And it's time we lit up with accepting the gift that we've been given, that we've been given everything. We've been given total grace. We just have to accept it and not substitute for it. We've been very busy substituting what we think will be a better idea, what would be a better solution. And if we choose now together, no longer to do that, but claim or accept that we're simply God's kids and He wants to take care of us. And the only joy and blessing that comes with that is our taking those gifts and using them. That's all Brother Juniper did, Brother Francis, Brother Leo. And in the end, it wasn't the ritual of how to ask or how to pray. It was simply giving what we have. When we come as we are, children of God, we are enough. And claiming it just means accepting that with childlike faith, childlike trust. Except ye be like a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom, because the kingdom is abundant love that's been given to us with our willingness to receive rather than reject. And as we say yes, I have been given everything. I don't know how to pray. I don't know any ritual. I don't know any formal prayer. But here I am. Oh Lord, dear God, this is all prayer is. You created me. What would you have this be? What miracle can come through in this situation that I'm looking at? There's no defining the situation. There's no calling for a particular outcome. There's simply coming as we are, as a child comes to a loving parent, and laying ourselves on the altar, saying, what would you have this be in your grace, in your love? Here I am. When we're innocent, when we have no guile and no outcome and no, oh, it must be this way, it must be that way. Let it be by grace. Let it be by your love. Let your love pour through us in this instant. I'm sitting here still at my sister's. My Uncle Ernie is very close, perhaps to his last breath physically, very close, within maybe the next few hours or so. And our prayer all the time is, thank you, God, a grateful heart. Thank you, God, that you created us as one. Whatever form love takes in this moment, if Ernie leaves his body or stays in his body and rises up to teach about it, or simply rests into the love that he already is, thank you, God. That's a prayer we all can do. To claim our inheritance is to be grateful. So my biggest prayer, especially today, thank you, God, for what I don't really understand. What I trust in your love is unfolding before us. Thank you for the gift of being present as a brother completes his assignment, his lessons, his time in the body, and opens to what true communion is. Never, never dependent on a body, but dependent on grace, on we are all your children, in or out of a body. So every miracle is just recognizing that and letting it take whatever form fits the situation, whatever form it is. If it's to get rid of the locust, or if it's to have peace in the midst of a war, whatever it is, let it be, because we are grateful that we are your children, and let your love pour through us and express in any way that is by your will, because our will is one with your will. And then what this made me think of, there are two passages in the Bible. One in the New Testament where Jesus multiplied the loaves and the fishes. And he doesn't go into a cave or anything. He just says, oh, you've listened to me all day. You guys must be hungry. Let me see, how can I feed you? How can I feed you with physical food now that you've had spiritual food? And he takes what he has. A little boy comes and gives him 5 fish and 5 loaves of barley bread and 2 fish. And he doesn't say, oh, this is silly. This won't be enough to feed 5,000 people. We got to do better than this. What does he say? He raises up the basket, the little basket, the loaves and the fishes, and he says, thank you, God, thank you for this. Thank you for this blessing. thank you. And he blesses it with his gratitude. He blessed it with his acceptance that I am your child and you give me everything. And how does everything show up? Let it be done by your word, like Mary said. Let it be done unto me according to thy word. That's the only prayer. Thank you, thank you, thank you for what I have. Wherever we are, take our little loaves of bread and our little fish. Take what we have. Say, here it is. This is all I got. Like the brothers in the Franciscan brothers. I don't know how to, I can't climb the mountain, or I got to the mountain, but I don't know how to build a fire. I don't know how to do all those rituals. We don't need any rituals. All we need is thank you, God, for what you gave me. I have the breath. I have the breath and the love to say, here I am, dear God, your child. Do it as you will. Do it, express love through me abundantly, however you do it. And he blessed the bread and the fish. And he said, now pass these out. And it was never ending. They passed out to 5,000 people. And Jesus didn't do this just once. It's several times in the New Testament. And there were baskets and baskets left over. That's what we're asked to do. Accept, claim, and accept that we are your children. We are the beings, whether we're in a body or out of body, of your love. We take your love gratefully, like a child that takes a toy that we give it, and that child plays with that toy, and we're delighted. We play with the gift of being children of a divine, heavenly, abundantly generous creator, and say, yes, I'm your child. Thank you, thank you. Do with me as you will. Give through me as you can. I am all yours. I'm not substituting. I'm not making up what it should look like. I'm just very grateful. I'm enough as I am because you created me as part of you. That's enough. That's enough. The other one in the Bible that it reminded me of, the widow's mite. You know, Jesus says, he's giving a talk and he says, listen, all you guys give lots of money and you give this and you give that and you make a big deal of what you're offering and this and that. But this little widow, she's got nothing. She's all alone and she's got whatever, a couple of little pennies left. And she brings what she has, her all. That's all we're doing. Especially those of you, you know this, when we're with a brother or a sister in transition, we don't come with an agenda. We come with our all presence to love, to give gratitude, to bless. That's all. That little widow gave what she had, 2 pennies. She threw her 2 pennies in, and Jesus says, that was more than all of you giving of thousands and treasures of whatever it is you're giving. Because she didn't give a portion, she gave her everything. And that's what we're asked to do, not to give a portion of our attention to being God's children. We're asked to give our 24/7, our all. We are your child. Claiming it means we accept that in every seeming problem, no matter what the seeming obstacle appears to be, we are by grace the children of a divine God, of a divine creator. And as we accept it, we receive the experience of it because it passes through us as a blessing to everyone around us. It cannot help but extend through us because the nature of love is to continually extend itself and give of itself. But we are the reciprocals. We are the receivers. We are the receivers. If we do not receive and we continue to reject, love doesn't show up where we are. The miracles don't seem to happen. The forms of the miracles are simply a byproduct of the first miracle, that we accept that we are your children. That's the miracle. To accept it without substituting anything else. Oh, I'll believe that, but I better take this medicine anyway, or I better go do this anyway. And it's not to say we don't do those things. We may very well do all those things, but let us do those things by inspiration, not by thinking we're solving a problem. If we're inspired to go to a doctor, to take a medicine, to do some program, to do whatever it is, follow the inspiration, because that's the expression of love. It's so simple. If we stay giving our all, claiming we are God's children, claim it, live in it, and then follow the inspiration. the inspiration to take baskets and start passing out food, we'll start passing it out. I remember once Jimmy came to the house and he was doing the St. Francis play that he did. And we thought we'd have 30 people. I set up the living room and we had 80 people. And then we had a lunch and we kept bringing in chairs and backjack chairs, and everybody sat down. And I went in the kitchen and said, "Oh my gosh, I have food for 30." So I grabbed those. I had 3 chickens. I took those 3 chickens and I cut them up and I arranged them and I took everything I had and I spread it out. And by the time they came, it looked like a feast because I said, "Dear God, how are you going to do this? We got to feed 80 people." And by the end of that day, this is the truth. There was food left over and everyone thought I served them turkey. They thought I had roasted fresh turkeys. I didn't roast turkeys. I got BJ's chickens and I just cut them up. But that's how it happens. I said, "Dear God, these are all yours. This is your family. Feed them however you can." So that was a personal experience. Just remember, we bring ourselves as we are. That's the first miracle. We accept, we claim, we say, "Welcome. Thank you, God, for creating me. Thank you, a grateful heart. Do with me as you will. Bless the situation however you will. I will follow the inspirations of my heart." That's following the prompts of love. Follow those prompts. Give as the prompts come to us. Give freely and stay in gratitude. That's about it. And I think now today it's Flashback Friday with Scott. So I see that Scott's not in the captain's chair right there. So I trust he is in his room and ready to take over. So maybe Chris might be there and keep this, end the recording, and then give the mic, stay on for all of us that would like to stay on with Scott, and we'll do Flashback Friday. So happy Holy Friday and weekend, everyone. I love you all. I thank you all because it's in our togetherness. It's not easy to break the spell of time and space. It's not easy. I so much appreciate that we do this together. And every day we do it together by bringing all our attention and listening for truth as we relax into accepting that we are indeed God's children and God is love. And that means love flows through us if we don't reject it. So no rejecting, just saying yes and saying, "However, show me, follow the prompts of our heart." Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. Okay. I love you all. Scott, are you there somewhere? Let me look. Is Scott there? Woohoo.
I am here.
Oh, you are here. Okay,
Um,
dokie.
You know,